Hey everyone, Chaos Giga here, aka Jesse. That's my real name. Uh, Basically, I just wanted to do a real quick video on why I do not care to use the dispute system for the Content ID system on YouTube. And also, I want to show the legit illegal problems I've been having with it, which just recently, another company has basically bit the dust because of the fact that I copyright my music now with the Library of Congress. By doing that, I've been able to get out of so many false claims, it is ridiculous. I've literally had 72 false claims total last year alone in 2020. I've had over 200 false claims in the past 3 years, over 250 actually, because I average about 50 false claims a year, and that's with my small YouTube channel, because I used to have a larger YouTube channel and I never even had an issue with copyright claims or even false claims for that matter. But I've been getting a crap ton of like false claims just on my music, and sometimes now I'm getting visual claims, which I have no idea what those are, but I'm working with Bandai right now to find out what those are and how I can avoid those with my gaming. And if I can't avoid them, I'll just go back to Pokemon. But anyway, I just wanted to cover real quick what the Content ID system is on YouTube according to them. And then I'll just spitball what I honestly believe it is, and if there's something wrong with how I'm interpreting it, you guys can comment about that below. But this is basically how I've seen it and how come it never works for me or any other content creator on YouTube as it is. So basically, they tell us how Content ID works. So copyright owners can use a system called Content ID to easily identify and manage their content on YouTube. Videos uploaded to YouTube are scanned against a database of files that have been submitted to us by content creators or owners. Copyright owners get to decide what happens when content in a video on YouTube matches a work they own. When a match is found, the video gets a Content ID claim. Now, basically, the gist that I get from this is there's a bot program that goes through and it looks for likenesses. So like with my music, it's always claiming like maybe 14 to 20 or 30 seconds of a segment of my music as somebody else's, just because it sounds similar to the bot. But if you don't listen to it with the human ear, you're not going to hear that there's absolutely completely a complete difference between both songs. And that's why I always look at the song that's listed as being claimed for the segment that they chose in my music, because there are mistakes that are made, and sometimes it will show up as mine. But the thing is, all the time that it's been choosing my work, it's my work and it's not theirs, the one that they're choosing. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that the song has to be 100% complete match. So like, if my song is 6 minutes and 57 seconds long, all 6 minutes and 57 seconds of the song has to match in order for them to have any rights to claim it. And that has not been the case. It's only been like segments here or segments there. There's one case where they supposedly had, and that was this company here that I'm going to talk about. CD Baby had 1 minute, from 1 minute and 3 seconds into my song to like 3 minutes and 27 seconds of a 6 minute and 57 second song. They said that there was a similar likeness to this song that they were claiming, and I couldn't find it. There's nothing there that sounded exactly like their song. I'm glad that they have a bot program that can listen to that stuff, but that's why I send my work off to the copyright office, because they use the same damn program. So it makes no sense to me why they're going to be allowed to use this Content ID system when my copyrighted work is having this stuff done to it already before I even post it on YouTube. So this is why I'm really hating on YouTube about this stuff right now. So let's move on to what is a Content ID claim from YouTube's perspective here. So, if you upload a video that contains copyright protected content, your video could get a Content ID claim. These claims are automatically generated when an uploaded video matches another video, a part of another video in our Content ID system. So basically, like I said, it's a bot program. It goes through and it matches something that sounds alike or seems similar to something that's already in their Content ID database, which these companies that are in their Content ID system, there's a lot of haphazardness there. I mean, there's official companies like Bandai in there, and I respect them because at least they are nice enough to let me know what's going on. or they actually give me an email to contact them with, so I can work something out with them, or just go through and try to edit out some of the stuff so I can actually get monetization on my videos, which I did have a recent issue with some visual claims, and I'm guessing it's because the animated scenes, but I have no idea because they haven't got back to me yet. But majority of the people that are using this content ID system are abusing the hell out of it, and why I say that is because I'm going to have proof of the fact that they are abusing it with the fact that I have copyrighted my music, and it's still always getting falsely claimed by these companies unless I get them to whitelist me, which is ridiculous in itself in attempting to do that, and I will go over that towards the end of the video. But moving on from the bot program, this is a bot program perspective in my opinion, and that's how they're putting these videos together and all that stuff, or with something. So copyright owners can set content ID to block uploads that match a copyrighted work they own the rights to, such as music, videos, their videos. They can actually copyright claim on your video of doing a video on their video, so you gotta watch out for that too. They can also allow the claimed content to remain on YouTube with ads, so they can take your monetization basically. In these cases, the advertising revenue goes to the copyright owners of the claimed content. And this is where I have a huge issue, because if I get a copyright claim, I just leave the video unlisted, because I'm not going to list it until after the copyright claim is taken off, except if it's a professional organization like Bandai or like Game Freak or something like that. I'll go ahead and just let the video go up, and I won't monetize it. That's no big deal. I mean, something in there is theirs, and it's theirs, so fine. Let them take the monetization or whatever, or just don't even monetize it at all. I can deal with that. But when it's my music or something that I have copyrighted, that I actually have official copyright on, I'm going to call BS every single time, and I'm not going to list my video and let my revenue go to some third party and a second party company just because the fact that they're getting away with illegal acts here by false claiming my work so as somebody else's, and it's ridiculous. How do I know if my video has content ID claim? Well, when a content ID claims your video, you'll get an email from YouTube, which I generally do, and I save that email. To find more details about the claims on their videos, yeah, you can click on there. You can sign into YouTube Studio, and it tells you what to do there. Am I in trouble, right? Obviously, you're not in trouble unless you get like a copyright strike. But these copyright claims are just super annoying because most of the time, actually 100% of the time in my case, they're wrong. With the exception of the last two I got from Bandai. I have no idea if that's going to be fair use or not. That's why I'm trying to contact them on that. But most of the time that they've put a claim on something, I've gotten fair use activated on it because I'm playing a game and I live in America and they're from Japan. If they don't want my stuff to air in Japan, all they got to do is block it from Japan's YouTube program. So they can do that easily. So basically, you're probably not in trouble, but the content ID claims usually mean we found content on your YouTube channel that someone else owns, which is a complete and utter lie, because I own all the songs I'm about to show you with my copyright registration certificate, and still I have companies that are trying to false claim on them. And I just wanted to show, I wanted to show this at the end of the video just so I prove that YouTube is so broken with this content ID system, because it literally is. And I really want the government to step up and start taking YouTube to court, or even Google, because it's Google's fault too, because Google owns YouTube, obviously. Copyright owners are the ones who decide whether other people can reuse their copyrighted content. So if that was true, then I should be able to tell people what to do with my content, and so that's another lie. They often allow their content to be used on YouTube videos in exchange for having ads run on those videos. Ads might play before the video or during it if the video is longer than 8 minutes. If copyright owners don't want their content reused, they can block a video, or they can restrict a certain platform. So that's where I was going with the Bandai thing I have going on right now. So block a video. Copyright owners may choose to block your video, which means people can't watch it. Your video could be blocked worldwide or just in certain countries or regions. And again, that's something that Bandai could do as well. Restrict certain platforms. Copyright owners may choose to restrict the apps or websites where the content appears. These restrictions won't change the availability of your video on YouTube. So basically, here is where I have the biggest issue with YouTube, is the dispute system. It's never in our favor, and I honestly wanted them to contact me or get in touch with me. I have tried touching base with their copyright team. I always get an automated response. There was one time I did not get an automated response, and they actually just sent me to their legal department, and their legal department gave me an automated response. If you guys want to see those emails, I will definitely show them if you guys ask or I'm requested enough. Even YouTube, if you want, your CEO wants to see these emails that I got from your supposed personnel, which I don't really honestly believe they exist because they can't. Because the idea that my copyright certificate, which is official with the United States government, the Library of Congress, is you're denying it, basically. You're completely denying it. And I don't want to use your system because it doesn't work. It's using bot programs to find little segments, and it's just not right. I think you should literally just hire people to go through and look for this stuff. It just makes more sense to me to have a few people go through and look at this stuff, or even like I suggested in my email to your legal department, to put a box where we can put registration ID numbers from the official copyright registration office, especially since we got official certificate numbers that are put on those, so you guys can find out whether or not we are telling the truth that we own the copyright, which in my case I do, but you guys don't want to partake in this copyright thing at all, and I think that it should be illegal for you not to partake. I think you should start being held accountable, and that's why I was wanting to do this video. But basically, this is what you have to do with the dispute system, and I don't even use their dispute system. From now on, all I do is I look to see what the company name is. I look to see what the company name is on the copyright claim, and then I just email them directly, because I don't want to have to put up with YouTube's content ID dispute system, because it never works. I could obviously share my registration number in the little dispute box where it shows that I actually own the copyright to it, but are they going to read that or even listen to it? No, they're just going to deny it. They're going to deny your dispute, and then you're going to try it again, and then they're going to give you a copyright strike because they have all the power on YouTube's Content ID copyright claim system. And that's how this system is so broken. That's why I want a registration number box, so I could put a registration number for my copyrights, my official copyrights, on your dispute system, which forces your legal department or your copyright team to actually have to go and look at it and then look it up. And then once you see that I have the legal number that I've listed and that the item that I am proclaiming as mine is listed there, you have to force them to drop the claim, and then you take a strike on their content ID. I think they should start losing their content ID. It's getting ridiculous to the point where I have to constantly email them directly to get these claims taken off, because if I don't, I have to live in fear with my channel being taken down because your copyright claim system does not work properly in my favor at all. And that's the biggest issue I have with it. And I know there's probably worse things out there, like your copyright strike system is probably just as broken, if not worse. But here's the 3 things you have as choices for the dispute system. Basically, you can do nothing. If you agree with the claim, you can leave it as is. You can also change your mind later. I honestly never agree with the claim, so I always just, like I said, contact the claimant directly via their website, official emails. Share revenue if you're in the YouTube partner program. I never do that. If I'm going to have to share revenue, I'd rather just not even list it. So I'd rather just take the video down and re-edit it or something, if it's going to be proven true or whatever. So you may be able to share revenue with the music publisher or whatever. See, I love how it says music publisher, because music is like the most commonly false claimed thing on YouTube's program. So it's the most common thing that's misconstrued, and it's always one-sided. You can dispute the claim. This is what I used to always do, but then I found out the hard way that they're always going to be right, because they can just deny it and then deny it again, and then you get a copyright strike. And I think that's complete BS. If you believe the claim made on your video is correct, you can dispute it. Learn how to dispute a content ID claim. Yeah, no. I'll show you that in just a minute. That's the last page I'm going to show on the web page here. If you dispute a claim without a valid reason, the content owner may request a takedown of your video. If we get a valid takedown request for your video, your account will get a copyright strike. So, you see, you can get a copyright strike very easily. It's not that hard. All they got to do is just deny it and say no. Even if it's your work, they can say no. And I think that's stupid. And YouTube will still leave the strike on your channel. Trust me, it's happened on my old channels before. You can also remove claimed content without having an upload a new video. If done successfully, any of the options below will automatically release the associated claim. Trim out a segment. So you can remove just the claim segment from your video in YouTube Studio. I've had to do this for the Bandai one. There's a few animated scenes they don't own the copyright to, and apparently they're in flux with the other company. So I just recently had to do this with my Hacker's Memory videos. So if you guys are watching those videos, just know that there might be some trimmed out segments on the first two, because that was requested by Bandai, and then I still was told I could not monetize them because they're not even sure of some of the other segments with like Erica and the other guy being theirs or the other person's, the other third-party company that they hire out to or whatever. So I just basically just left it non-monetized for those two videos, but if it happens again, I'm probably just going to stop the series and not even do it, to be honest. You can replace a song. So this actually is something new that I actually like, but at the same time, since I make my own music and I copyright my own music, I don't need to use this anymore. So, but for people that are trying to use music in the background, if it gets claimed, at least you have the opportunity to replace the song. You can also mute the song, but just keep in mind that if you mute the song and you're using your microphone on OBS, it's probably going to just mute your voice too, so there's no point in doing that. Be better off just trying to replace the song if you can, which I think is still going to replace your voice, to be honest. So using OBS is kind of hard that way, but at least they give you those options anyway, so you could actually go through and re-edit your video. Especially if you just add the music in later, which is what I usually do. I usually add the music in after I've done the recording, so all my voice stuff is separate, and then the music is separate, so then all I gotta do is just replace the music, so that makes that easier too. Alright, so the last thing for the website before we go to the finale thing with CD Baby and all that stuff, because they were pretty butthurt when I gave them an earful, I should say. So dispute a content ID claim. If you get a content ID claim on your video that you believe is wrong, you can dispute the claim. For instance, if you have all the rights to the content in your video or think the system misidentified your video, you can file a dispute. When you dispute a content ID claim, the copyright owner will be notified and they'll have 30 days to respond. So if you got a copyright strike, use the process outlined in this thing right here. So it shows you where to go for a copyright strike and all that. So file a dispute. Before you dispute, make sure you understand how fair use and the public domain work. YouTube can't help you decide whether you should dispute a claim. If you're not sure what to do, you may want to seek your own legal advice, which I have done several times, and I have won twice in court. So I don't even want to hear about it. I'm sick of it. At this point, I almost went to court with CD Baby. That would have been my third company that I would have gone to court for official copyright. And you know what? I'm still willing to go to court if you guys really want to. I'm just going to be honest. Disputes are only intended for cases where you have all the necessary rights to the content in your video. Repeated or malicious abuse of the dispute process can result in penalties against your video or channel, which I think is bullshit because, quite frankly, I've proven time and time again on all these false claims that I am the official owner of the music that I'm putting in my videos, and still they're trying to false claim them. And it's not just one company. I mean, I've had 3 different companies that have had to whitelist my channel because I've threatened to sue them. It's just ridiculous. And 2 of them I actually did have to take to court. But yeah. So dispute a claim, it walks you through the process of how to dispute a claim, obviously. So what happens after you dispute? After you submit your dispute, the copyright owner has 30 days to respond, which is ridiculously long. I think it should be 24 hours. Especially if I have a copyright registration number, official copyright registration number. They should have 24 hours or less, to be honest, because they're just holding my official copyrighted work back because they want the money from it for their third party. So, and it's just, that's what it amounts to, basically, is they're trying to cheat the system illegally. They'll either release the claim. If they agree with your dispute, they can release the claim. They'll either uphold the claim if they believe your claim is still valid. And this is the most general one they're going to do, okay? I'm just going to be brutally honest with you. On YouTube's program, they almost always uphold the claim. They will never drop it with their dispute system. Almost never. I think there was only one time I had one of them actually drop the claim. And then they immediately whitelisted me, too, because they actually were smart enough to look up the registration number. It was amazing. If they believe their claim is still valid, they can uphold it. If you feel it is mistakenly upheld, you can appeal their decision. Which, if you appeal their decision, you'll find out what will happen here in just a minute. So, take down your video. They can submit a copyright takedown request to remove your video from YouTube, which means you'll get a copyright strike on your account. A video can get multiple content ID claims or takedown requests, but can only get one copyright strike at a time, which is, I guess, kind of nice, but at the same time, it's ridiculous for systems like this. So basically, if they uphold the claim and then you basically appeal their decision, they'll go ahead and do the DMCA takedown, and then they'll give you a copyright strike immediately. So Just don't ever if they don't release the claim, don't even try to appeal, because they're going to just do this so they can give you a copyright strike. And anybody can do this. It doesn't have to be a content ID claimant either. It could be the third party that's behind the content ID. So just keep that in mind. So do nothing and let the claim expire is definitely an option. But I mean, 30 days for a whole month, you're just gonna have a video sit there and not do anything for you. And you after 30 days, is it still gonna be viable? Probably not. So my problem is I just released one music video, and CD Baby placed a false claim on it. They immediately released it once I sent them the official copyright registration number. And then I went to release my second song from that same album, and they did the same thing, but they held it hostage for over a month and a half. It's been uploaded since January 31st, is now March 9th. So almost a month and a half. Well, almost a little bit over a month, I guess. Month and 10 days, something like that. But yeah, so the song will go live probably later this week anyway, so probably this weekend. And I'll post that on my Discord and stuff too, so you guys can compare it. But yeah, this part right here really annoys me. If you had ads running on the claimed video, you may want to learn more about monetization during content ID disputes. If the copyright owner selected a policy to block or track your video, the policy may not apply while the dispute is resolved. You can file an appeal, and if the copyright owner denied your content ID dispute, you can file an appeal. It tells you how to do that. What happens after you appeal? After your appeal is rejected, a rejected dispute, the copyright owner has 30 days to respond. Do nothing, let the claim expire. They can release the claim. Request immediate removal of the video. If they believe their claim is valid, they may issue a copyright takedown request, and that'll give you a copyright strike. So that's why I say don't ever do that, because they will always go that direction. They could schedule a takedown request. You can also refute or do an appeal on top of this, but it most likely is just going to get an automated response from YouTube saying they're going to uphold it. So even if you own the copyright, they're still going to do that. But anyway, I'm going to pause this real quick, and I'm going to come back with basically my official copyright registration certificate, and we're going to talk about that, and then the email that I sent to CD Baby, and the butthurt response I got from them, which shows how broken this system is from YouTube. Alright, so here's my official certificate of registration. You guys can pause the video and look at it if you want to. I have whited out my my official address, if you will, and my email. My other email. It's not my business email. So this is my official contact email that's hooked up to my phone. And then I have address on the copyright claimant section. That's where my address is located, and the telephone number. I don't want anybody to have my telephone number because that'd just be ridiculous. I'll get so many butthurt calls and stuff like that. But all this information has to be available for companies to actually get a hold of you, because if they want to actually listen to the work that you made. So for sound recording, that's what the SR is for, by the way, SRU at the registration number. That means it's a official sound recording. So as you can see here, I have posted 5 songs on an album. So I got Absolute Chaos, Glitch, intro background song, Minecraft outro, Minecraft background music, and outro song. So all those are the songs that I use daily in videos, and I have another one of these that has another I think it's 9 or 10 songs on it. So this is not the only one I have, okay? So I have 2 official certificate of registrations for all my songs so far. I might be doing some more later on, it just depends, but right now I just haven't really felt like making any more music because the fact that of all the false claims I've gotten on my officially copyrighted work. And this is what annoys me. YouTube, I hope you watch this because I want you to understand this is an official certificate of registration with the United States government. And you guys do not respect this version of copyright. Why? It just makes no sense to me, and it blows my mind that your legal department doesn't even care. Because if they did, they would have actually responded to my emails instead of just giving me a runaround or an automated response. It makes no sense to me why you would just completely ignore official copyright registration. Because obviously this right here trumps anything that they have because they use the same systems that your Content ID program does. But anyway, we're going to move on into the email that I sent CD Baby. And then we're going to move into the butthurt email from CD Baby, which proves that YouTube's content ID system is completely and utterly useless. Alright, so here's the email that I sent them after the runaround for like over a month with one of their employees. The employee kept reiterating to me that their content ID program found from 1 minute and 3 seconds to 3 minutes and 20 seconds of my song that amount of the song matched one of their songs called Alive, or titled Alive by Devin. I don't know who you are, Devin, but if I were you, I would look for a different company because this company is probably going to go bankrupt before too long. Honestly, if they're doing this kind of illegal behavior, they will get sued eventually. And this is what I was basically reaching out to them for, because if they weren't going to reach back to me and whitelist my channel, I was going to contact a copyright attorney and I was going to go after them because I've had to do this for 2 other companies and I have one. So, for the same stupid song. It makes no freaking sense. Why, like, I don't understand why YouTube can't just, like, have a place for us official copyright registration users to use to officially prevent the content ID system from even, like, falsifying data on our music. It makes no freaking sense because this has happened, like I said, over like 250 times to me. I've kept, there's 7 times from CD Baby alone that they falsely claimed portions of my music as this Alive by Devin song. And I've kept all 7 of those because I have a feeling that they're going to want to try to push back on me, especially after I release this and then their email. Because, you know, I'm still really wanting to go to court with them. I really do, because this is literally harassment what they've been doing. And I honestly think that companies like this should be forced to pay fines. And I'm not just saying like small baby fines. I'm talking like millions to billions of dollars of fines, because they are doing this illegally to not just me, but like everybody on YouTube. And YouTube is letting them get away with it. Because obviously if they weren't, they'd actually kick them off their content ID program. But anyway, let's just go ahead and look at this. If you guys already started reading, I'm just going to go ahead and read it. You guys can skip forward. I'll have a timestamp down below for all this stuff in the video, because it's going to be a long video, most likely. You have been, okay, so to the legal department of, or representative of CD Baby, you have been for the past several months allowing your content ID program to place false claims on my officially copyrighted sound recordings on my YouTube channel videos. Most recent false claim has been on the official release of a new song of mine titled Absolute Chaos. So I've never released this song before. I was getting ready to release it. I have been waiting for over a month now for you to release this claim, while your unprofessional staff members seem to want to run around the legality of the situation. So yeah, I'm pretty pissed at this point in time, because I've been waiting for over a month. I've been fighting over a month with this guy, this employee of theirs, who has no clue that I have an official copyright registration number, and he doesn't even know what the hell to do with it. I do not use the YouTube dispute system, as it always benefits the false claimant, which is why I directly contact organizations such as yourself to have my work released. Being pretty honest there. I would use YouTube's dispute system if they added a place to put official copyright registration numbers so that YouTube could actively seek out and remove companies such as yours for false claims from the Content ID system. Since YouTube refuses to partake an active role in official copyrighted work, I refuse to use their broken system. Therefore, due to the lack of education of your staff, I am now sending you all the legal information you should need to see that the song you are making a false claim on is legally mine under U.S. copyright protection. As per your staff member's request, which the staff member did request that I send them all the legal information I could so that they could pursue me, so fine. I'd be more than happy to, right? You will find the required information they asked for, along with statements and a scan of the official certificate of registration. I ask that you review this carefully and contact me within 2 weeks' time, beginning 3/3/2021. They finally got back to me 5 days later on 3/8/2021, with either a court date or a notice that you will be whitelisting my channel. For after those 2 weeks, I will be contacting my copyright attorney and pursuing CD Baby and the third parties involved for false claims harassment, which I had to do for Hawk and I had to do for Dance All Day. So I've already beaten 2 companies. Those 2 companies have whitelisted me, and CD Baby has whitelisted me as of yesterday, which I'm going to show you the email about that, because it really ticked me off. So I gave them the legal name, the name of the song, and the album it's titled to, the URL containing my song. which, by the way, I was supposed to block that out. But you guys want to see the song early, I guess you go ahead and type that in. That's my bad. But I mean, doesn't matter. I'm probably not going to make any revenue off of it anyway. It's just whatever. But the falsely claimed by your company as a lie by Devin, and then contact information, of course, phone and address are available on the legal documentation below, which is the attached copyright JPEG down below. And then my official legal statements, so they could take me to court if they wanted to with them. The song being claimed by your company is Alive by Devin is in fact my own officially copyrighted work. See official copyright certification below. Absolute chaos and sounds nothing like the song being claimed. I always check it just to make sure. This is not the first or even second time your company has falsely claimed sound recordings from my channel, as this same song, Alive by Devin, it is the 7th time. That's right, they've done this 7 times, and I have all of those on file in my email. It is the 7th time, and I will be more than happy to show all of these as I have documented them all for court. I create my own music using electronic equipment in Adobe Audition. Then, before I even use them in any of my content on YouTube, I send them off to the United States Copyright Office to make sure nothing sounds like another person's work. Once they pass the Copyright Office, they become officially copyrighted for my use and my use alone, which also means they are protected for me under copyright law. I do this now to prevent the problems which still occur because of mistakes made by your ID system and personnel. I feel more education is needed for organizations such as yours on how to look up official registration numbers on official copyrighted works. Because every time I have shared my official registration numbers, and that is the official sound recording certificate number from my copyright, your personnel do not seem to understand how to use this information to see official copyrighted work. If they did, then this process would be much more efficient and would not cost me time and money. Please see the official certificate of registration down below. I hereby certify that everything included in this is accurate and legal documentation is legitimate. I hereby certify under penalty of perjury that I am the official copyright owner of the sound recording Absolute Chaos as stated above and shown in legal documentation below. And of course, regards, I sign it. So there we go. I'm more than happy to go to court over this stuff because I'm to the point where I'm sick and tired of YouTube not stepping in. They seem to feel like they don't have to, and I think at this point we need them to because I'm going to show you why with the butthurt email I got in return for CD Baby's false claims. Okay, so here's the email from CD Baby. I've cut out the person's name for obvious reasons because this person was obviously very, very butthurt. And they are apparently not very good at their job either because, well, they refute your assertion that claims placed on your videos constitute harassment. Well, that's BS. It's complete and utter bullshit because they have done it more than once and not just to one song, but not just to one video, but several videos, more than 7 videos, by the way. Just the last 7 attempts with this same song on different songs or sound recordings of mine that are on that copyright registration form that I shared. And I've marked those down because I am more than willing and happy to go to court over it. Obviously, they disagree wholeheartedly with this. The most recent sound recording and composition creating a claim on your video were published 8 years prior to your copyright. Of course, I think they're talking about the fact that their song Alive by Devin, the one that they're trying to claim falsely on my song, as my song, has been up on the content registry for 8 years longer than mine. I don't care how long it's been up. It's not my fucking song. Okay? Obviously, my song is my song. Their song is their song. I never claimed their song, but you claimed mine as theirs. There's a big difference here, and I think that's the stupidity of this whole thing. Having a copyright registration is not an education wherein the Copyright Office confirms that no other sound recordings contain the same or similar elements. Bullshit. They use the same program that you guys do. They use a content ID system with a bot program. It goes through and looks for similarities. If the whole entire song doesn't sound like another song, so like it doesn't match completely 100%, it's not that other song. That's how it works. That's why we use the official Copyright Office from the Library of Congress for sound recordings because they actually do their job. You guys just use the bot program and that's it. And you only choose like certain segments and then you just like that. You write it. I don't do that. So CD Baby has a defined system to inform us of false claims. I am not a CD Baby artist, and I received a false claim. CD Baby Help Center, and you acknowledge your own refusal to use YouTube's internal dispute system. Of course. Well, the thing is, she mentions, or they mention, whoever the hell this is, they mention that they have a system to inform them of false claims. That's the system I was going through, and I was arguing with their employee for a whole month to get this false claim taken off. Instead, they refused to do it. They wanted to see me lose ad revenue to them illegally because the song is officially mine. And I'm flabbergasted. Why would companies be allowed, or I just don't understand why YouTube does not take a stand against companies like this. They literally need to start stepping up, because if they don't, I literally want to go after YouTube and Google. I literally do. This is the third company that I've had problems with harassing my channel for my officially copyrighted work. And it's bullshit. Complete and utter bullshit. And I want YouTube to start stepping up. That content ID system of yours, it needs to be changed. It really does. I'm so fed up with how many companies I've had to go through already with this crap that I'm actually going to report this incident from CD Baby. I've already actually reported them to the FTC for legality, for copyright reasons. I've reported them to Better Business Bureau. I'm going to do the same thing for YouTube and Google. And I'm obviously going to try to see what a copyright attorney would want to do with YouTube and Google for allowing this crap to happen. Because literally I have all this. I have Hawks emails. I have Dance Hall Day emails from them trying to prevent me from using my own copyrighted work. And YouTube obviously is just ridiculous. They just send me automated responses. They don't even care because I don't have enough subscribers, I guess, for them to actually give a crap about my channel or my officially copyrighted work, which is going to hurt them in the long run. But anyway, finishing up the email, nevertheless, as a courtesy, no, you guys had a chance to take me to court. I was more than happy to go. You guys don't want to, because you're going to lose. That's why. Despite your refusal to utilize the systems in place to address issues of false claims, oh, that's bullshit. I did use your CD Baby artist. I'm not a CD Baby artist, and I received a false claim. I used it every single time you guys have placed a false claim on my work. I've used it. And this last time, you guys were just trying to argue with me because you want to get some ad revenue for your third party. And I'm not going to take that shit. I obviously proved that by this. We have asked our Content ID team to whitelist your channel. Oh my god, I wonder why. So they obviously don't want to take me to court because they know that they're going to lose. And I'd be more than happy to see them in court. More than happy, because I own the copyright to the song. It's my song. The whole entire song is mine. I don't care how much of it their Content ID system or program captures as this other song, which is completely false. I'm going to win if they take me to court. So that's why they dropped me, and that's why they whitelisted my channel. And I think it's just bullshit. They should start whitelisting all channels that have official copyright registration numbers for their music in the background on YouTube. And I think YouTube should start setting up a program for that, because this is utter and ridiculous bullshit that I have to go through this every single day. At least one day a week I have to deal with this crap. So, I mean, it's getting worse too, because this year alone already I've already almost had 25 false claims. So this is going to be my worst year ever if this continues down the path that we've been going. But of course I got rid of CD Baby now because they're whitelisted. They're the ones that have been giving me the most problems so far. But anyway, they whitelisted my channel, and they're going to release the currently active claims, which they already did. So that song's going to go up this weekend. You guys can look forward to that. If claims persist after 5 business days, send those video URLs on this thread and we can investigate further. Well, I'm not even going to worry about it because, quite frankly, I just want YouTube and Google to understand this is illegal behavior they're allowing, and something needs to be done about it. Content ID system is broken, literally broken, and you guys are just supporting these corporations that are literally just farming for pennies from these channels, even when they don't own the copyright of the work that's in the background. And I am living proof of this. Like I said, I have over 250 false claims on my copyrighted music over the past 2.5 to 3 years, and it's utterly ridiculous. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm not even gonna freaking put ads on this, so hope you guys got some like information that you might find helpful for this content ID system or program that YouTube hosts. This literally was just for educational purposes to show you how broken the system is. They obviously don't really care. They probably won't even watch this video. I'll flag them in it anyway, but I doubt very much they do anything about it. The CEO is worthless too. She completely ignored an email from me, or either that or else it just didn't make it to her. So I asked them to send the email to them. But I mean, it's whatever. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you found this helpful. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in any of my other content, which I am more positive in than in this. Peace out.